Good morning, my friends. Mr. Flanders here, and we are back at it with our math. Unfortunately, since I am not here today, we are doing a recorded lesson. Let's go ahead and start off by writing our names at the top of our paper. Okay. My name is Mr. Flanders, obviously. And today's date, oh, stop being all silly. Okay, today's date is 2/2/21. That means February 2nd, 2021. Because February is the second month of the year. So I'm going to write it out. February 2nd, 2021. All right. Very good stuff, my friends. Remember, I want you writing out just the date using digits. You do not have to write everything out the long way. Okay? Okay. Now, what we're going to be doing today is a lot of interesting stuff that we've kind of done before. We're going to have some process of elimination problems. We're going to have some lines of symmetry. We're going to be talking about angles a little bit. Okay? We're also going to be talking about fractions. Fractions is something we've been working on basically since day one. So hopefully you guys will be able to knock out the fractions problems pretty quickly. Okay? Okay. Now, before I get started, remember this is Guided Class Practice 63A. We are only going to go over 63A together. You will be doing 63B on your own using the ideas and the problem-solving skills we go over on this page. Okay? So make sure you're paying attention. You're not just writing answers in. You're paying attention to how we got those answers. Okay. Numero uno. One of these is my favorite day of the week. Cross out the days of the week that cannot be my favorite day of the week. All right, so one of these days is awesome. One of them is not, or a bunch of them is not, are not. Wow, I cannot speak. One of these days is awesome, and we're looking for that day, okay? Okay. So let's look at the clues to figure out what my favorite day of the week is. It is not the 6th day of the week. So let's go ahead and take a look and cross out the 6th day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is not Friday. Bye-bye, Friday. It is not a weekend day. Okay, a weekend day. So that would be Saturday and Sunday. So we're going to cross out Sunday. We're going to cross out Saturday. There we go. It does not begin with a T. So we're going to look at Tuesday. Tuesday starts with a T. Bye-bye, Tuesday. And bye-bye, Thursday. And our last clue says it is not the day in the middle of the week. So I'm going to look for the middle of the week. That would be Wednesday. Wednesday is always the middle of the week, and it is not this day. So we're going to, boom, cross it out. So, what's my favorite day? It's the only day that's not crossed out. It is Monday. So we're going to write out Monday. Boom. Huzzah. Go ahead and take a second and get that done. Okay. Number 2. Put these numbers in order from least to greatest. So if you remember, least means smallest, greatest means biggest. Okay? You want more here, and less over here. So our numbers that we're working with are 49, 47, 43, and 36. What we need to identify first, what's usually the easiest way to identify least to greatest and make a whole row, is to find the two numbers that are the biggest and the smallest. So out of all of these numbers here, which one do you think would be the biggest? 49, 47, 43, or 36? The greatest number would be 49. So I'm going to put 49 in the greatest area. I'm going to cross it out. And then I'm going to look for the least, the smallest number. And that would be 36, because all of our other numbers are in the 40s. And 36 comes before 40. So that's why it would be smaller than 40, or any of the numbers in the 40 spot. So we're going to write 36, cross it out. Now we have two numbers left, 47 and 43. What we need to do is figure out which number is going to be the second smallest. Okay, and it's the number that we would count well before we got to 49. So it would be like 41, 42, 43. Oh, 43 would be next. Because then if we keep counting after 43, we would get to 44, 45, 46, 47. Okay? I know these least to greatest numbers can be a bit tricky, but the higher you count, the greater the number. Remember that. The earlier on when you count, the smaller the number. Okay? Okay. Go ahead and move this up now. Number 3 says put a dot inside each angle. Count the number of angles in each shape. Okay? So it looks like we've got a couple of polygons here. Now, if you remember, polygons are shapes that have sides. Okay? Let's go ahead and take a look at this first polygon. This first polygon has a couple of different angles in it. It has more than a couple, actually. So let's go ahead and just put some dots in those angles. An angle is basically a vertice. Okay? Okay? We learned about vertices earlier this year. We learned that they're basically angular points of a polygon. An angle is very similar to that. And we're going to see that we have 4 angles in this shape. Our next shape has quite a few angles. Okay? So let's go ahead and put our dots in each of those. Sorry, my friends, there's a quick pause in the video. I was probably in the middle of something, and then Mr. Walker came in. I had to pause the video, but let's pick it back up. We are looking at all of the different angles here. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dot in each angle. I know it seems weird probably trying to pick up as if nothing happened, and then there's like this weird pause, and Mr. Flanders is talking again, and blah, blah, blah. I apologize. Anywho, this is our angular shape, our polygon, and we have put in how many dots for each angle? We've put in 6. So, we're going to write in 6 because that's the number of angles that it has. And then our last shape, believe it or not, already tells us how many angles is in it just by its name. This is the triangle. Okay? The word angle is in the name, and the word tri is in the name, triangle. In a lot of languages, tri, T-R-I, stands for 3. So anytime we say triangle, we're actually saying 3 angles. Okay? So there's not even a reason for us to put dots in there based entirely off of that. But we're going to do it anyways. We've got angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3. Okay, 3 angles for our triangle. Very good, my friends. Very good. While you're finishing that up, we're going to look at number 4. Number 4 says, draw a line of symmetry in each shape in problem 3. So, 2 equal lines. Okay? They're equal size, equal length, but it can be a little tricky because sometimes we might get a little confused. We'll go, okay, well, these 2 lines are across from each other, and they should be lines of symmetry. For example, we've got this line here and this line here. Now they've got the space of the symmetry, but they don't have the size. They're the wrong size. One is smaller than the other one. Okay? But the top line and the bottom line run the same length. They're the same size. So those would be our lines of symmetry. Okay? And then what I would like everybody to do, not only sit here and mark the two lines, but I want you to draw lines of symmetry from the dots to the dots. We're going to connect the dots. For example, I've just made a line of symmetry there. And I've just made a line of symmetry there. Okay. For the next shape, I'm going to do a line of symmetry here. And a line of symmetry here. They're the same length. They're running alongside each other. Okay? And then, for this one, it's going to be a little tricky because we've only got one dot here, but each one is still going to be the same length and the same size. Lines of symmetry. Great stuff! Moving on, let's go ahead and look at number 5. And if you need to pause the video at any time, you know you can. Okay, I don't want you feeling rushed. We're going to move on to number 5. Number 5 says, write the fraction that tells what part of each set is shaded. So we've got our rectangle here with a bunch of different shapes in there. Those are called our sets. Now, we know we have our numerator and we have our denominator. Our denominator always tells us, it's the bottom number, and it always tells us how many pieces there are of a shape, of a set. It tells us how many we need to have total. So, for this set, we have 1, 2 entirely. Okay, that's our denominator, 2. But we need to figure out how many are shaded. So out of 2 pieces in our set, only 1 is shaded. Okay? In our next set, we have 1, 2, 3. That would be our denominator. 3 shapes, 3 pieces. And how many of this set are shaded? Only 1. Okay. And then the next one is a set of triangles. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. That is our denominator. And only 1 is shaded. Okay? So only 1 out of 4 is shaded, 1 out of 3 squares is shaded, and 1 out of 2 circles is shaded. Very good, my friends. Very good. Number 4 is done. What am I talking about? Number 6. Draw a 4-inch line segment. That's what I was looking at, guys. I was looking at the number 4 in number 6. So it says draw a 4-inch line segment. Right now is the perfect time to pull out your red math folder. If you need a second to go get it, please don't hesitate to go get it. I'm not going to stop you. Pause the video. Do what you need to do. Okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my red folder. And the problem says we're going to draw a 4-inch line segment. So I'm going to make sure the back side of my folder has the inch side ready to go. This is what we need, where it says inch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my 0 from my ruler with the dot. And if I have to draw a 4-inch line segment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the 4 with its own dot. And then I'm just going to draw a line from here to there. That was a silly line. That was a terrible line. My goodness. But whatever, it's done. I have drawn a line from here to the 4, and that is 4 inches. Okay? It's almost as long as my pen. My pen is slightly longer. It's 5.5 inches from the looks of it. But all right, that one's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Go ahead and do away with our math folder now. Now for number 7, we've got these big numbers, or rather we've got little numbers that are in a big number sentence. And the easiest way to solve them is to stack them up. Okay. Another way we could do it too is like this. And there's a couple of different ways we could do this. I like to stack them up. Can't always do that though, because there's not always enough room. You can also look into the problems to see if there's any particular numbers that equal a set of 10, because 10 is always easy to add together. And we actually do have that. We have 7 and we have 3, and that equals 10. So what I can do is now write 10 plus 2 plus 1 plus 4. Now the problem is slightly smaller to deal with. Okay? And instead of stacking it, I can go 10 plus 2 equals 12. 12 plus 1 equals 13. And then 13 plus 4, well, that's just 17. Okay? So my answer would be 17. And just to clarify, guys, these are not minus signs. I'm not taking away. I'm just bringing the number over to add it to the next number. Okay? I'll try to make that a little bit clear on the next problem. Okay, the next math problem does have another, it actually has 2 sets of 10. So I have 6 and 4, that equals 10. And so does 5 plus 5, that equals 10. And then I've got plus 1. This is easy stuff right here. We've got 10 plus 10. I don't even need to write that out. That's just counting by 10s 2 times. 10, 20. And now if we've got 20 here, what's 20 plus 1? It's 21. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, my friends, while you are finishing that up, this is just a reminder that you are working on 63A on your own, or rather, we just went over 63A together. You are working on 63B on your own. So you're going to have a lot of the same problems that we just went over. Okay? The only one that's going to be a little bit different is number 6. And it's going to ask you to write December 5th, 2007 using digits. Okay? And what I want you to remember with that is tell me what number month December is. The 5 just gets brought over. And then for when you're writing out the year, you don't need to say 2007. You just include the last 2 digits of the year. Okay? After you're done with 63B, the expectation is, my friends, you are working on, and I know this is terrible, you've got 100 addition facts on Class Fact Practice 63A. You've got A side and you do have a B side for this. Okay? So it sounds like a lot. 200 math facts. But I want you to consider 2 things before we end our lesson today. 1, a lot of these problems are super easy and you guys can do them no problem. 2, we are now at a point in the school year. We're at the halfway point. You guys are halfway to 2nd grade. This right here is 2nd grade math. You should be able to start doing this stuff without using tally marks. You should be able to do this stuff without using your fingers. You should be able to start doing these problems in your head and be able to write them out. So that's part of what this is for, is kind of exercising your brain. You know, if you want to get strong, you have to exercise your arms. If you want to get fast, you have to exercise your lungs and your legs. Okay? If you want to get smarter, you got to exercise your brain. Okay? That's what this is. I know it seems like a lot, but I know you guys can do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in for now, though. You guys got a lot of work ahead of you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.